Hi and welcome to Mahjong Crash Course. Today we'll be talking about Mahjong accessories, of which you can see there is heaps, and I have merely a few. There's heaps that you can buy to assist in scoring and helping to play your game and making your Mahjong experience a little bit better. So we'll start off with things that you really should have in order to play, regardless of them being accessories or not. So you have rulebooks, pretty much your Mahjong Bible. They are needed all the time. I've been playing for 4 years and I still need to refer to rulebooks all the time. It's a complicated game, but you never know everything, so it's really important to have one. Another thing it's really important to have is scoring tables. There's various. This one's for Japanese Mahjong, and there's also ones back here for Hong Kong and Chinese Mahjong. Just to help you, instead of fiddling through the books the whole time, just flip to the scoring page and you'll be able to find out your scores immediately. Really, really important. Next thing you'll definitely need are dice. So there's a variety of different dice here. Essentially they all do the same thing, Hong Kong dice are a little bit bigger, as you can see, because the tiles are a bit bigger, but dice are dice. Normal six-sided dice. Usually in Mahjong, the 1 and 4 are usually dyed red. I have no idea as to why, but that's just usually how they are. Spare tiles. Now these are not really necessary. They just come with the sets in case you lose one. So say you lose a 1 of dot, just replace it with a blank tile. Most sets do come with 4 blank tiles, except for Japanese sets, because the blank tiles in Japanese sets are white dragons, as I mentioned in a previous video. We're going to go over to here. Now this is a really obscure accessory. I never knew what it was, I had to search it up. This is only used in Hong Kong Mahjong. It's to identify who was the first East player. So they usually put this in the side of the table. As you can see, it's a right edge. So they put that in the side of the table to show who was East first, so that when the turn order comes around and it's finished, you know when to swap over to South. Usually only come with Hong Kong sets and the big tiles. We're going to just quickly shift down here. Various scoring sticks and counters. So these come with Hong Kong Mahjong sets. They're just counters. So they come in a variety of colours, 3 colours, red, yellow and green. So they're used for Hong Kong scoring. Next we have bones, or scoring sticks, which I usually refer to them as, but they are also referred to as bones. We have 2 varieties here, essentially the same thing. These ones come with a Chinese Mahjong set, and these ones come with a Japanese set. They are identical. In Japanese Mahjong they have different values, but as you can see, they're the same patterns used on each one, same colours as well. So they're just merely a different shape, but these sticks come in a variety of different colour patterns and different materials that they're made of, but usually they're plastic and they always have the same markings on them of 1 dot, green dots and red dots, 5 red dots, just to identify what score is being paid. They're kind of like poker chips in a sense. We come over to wind indicators. These are really, really, really important. If you don't have a wind indicator, you really can't tell what wind you're playing. So most wind indicators, like these ones that come with Chinese Mahjong sets, are just dice that are set with the winds on them. And they'll usually have the wind order, so east, south, west, and north. And depending on what wind you're in, you just pop it in. You put that in the middle of the table or on the side of the table, and you know exactly, the wind for the round is north. It's instant. Same thing with this. This is just a Hong Kong one. Wind indicators come in lots of different types of colour schemes and shapes. Now this is a Japanese wind indicator. Now in Japanese Mahjong, they only play an east and a south round. They don't usually play west and north. So this is just a simple east round. Okay, you've played 4 games. Just flip it over and you're in the south round, just to identify what round you're in. It's quite easy. Now this is also good for beginners. So this is helpful just identifying who is what wind position. So you put this down, you put the wind indicator on top of the E for east, and you'll know that the banker east is sitting here, this person is south, north, and west. So it gives you the Chinese symbol, the English translation, and the wind of the round. This is really helpful for beginners who don't know much, and these are printable off the internet, and great to laminate, easy to use. Calculator. Might seem a little bit dumb because arithmetic is really easy in your head, but calculators are really important. When you start scoring several doubles or multiple hands, it gets incredibly hard, so you really need a calculator. Anyone will do. Really help in being accurate. Heading into the last few things, these are things that you don't really need for your game. All the things up till now are things that you really should have, but things that can help in your game. I have a set here of Mahjong racks, which just help in putting the Mahjong tiles on. These are really good for Western sets, the greenbacks and, fairly thin tiles. They're not really that good for Hong Kong tiles. As you can see, they're pretty much sitting right on the edge, and they're not really needed. Hong Kong tiles sit up quite nicely by themselves. But these are great for beginners, again, who can't stack them up just like that and have them, straight. They're really good. Put them straight on. Also, instead of putting your tiles to the side once you've called Pong, Kong, or Chow, you can just put them up here on the top, making your whole game a lot neater. They also function really well as tile pushers. So you just flip them across, push them, and it straightens the tiles for you. So dual purpose on those. Most sets come with four racks and one that's a little darker. So you've got 4 just oiled racks of good quality wood, and then you have a stained rack. This is usually for the east player, or the south, or the west, or the north, depending on who your what your wind is, sorry. So, yeah. Next we have tile pushers. For people who don't like racks, and for people who don't have lips on their table, as you can see here, these are really important. They just help you line up your tiles, make them nice and easy, and they just sit in front of you while you're playing. Really good. Cheap to make. These have been made, just a little bit of wood, straight across. Really easy. Now, into the last 2 things, we're going to talk about playing surfaces. So, as you can see, this is a Mahjong table. It's foldable. They cost around $100 to $200, and you can get them at a few places. You have to look a little bit, but search on the internet, you can get them. They usually come with drawers, so that you can place your sticks into, as so. So you don't, mess up any of your things. There'll be 4 drawers that you can put, that are around the table, sorry. And you can also get cup holders for them. I don't have any on this table, but they're very helpful if you don't want to spill your drinks anywhere. Now, the very last thing is, if you don't want to spend $200 on a Mahjong table and you don't have the room for it, we have one of these, which is here, the red Mahjong board, which can be placed on top of any table. Now, this one has been made, specially made, but they are available on the internet. I believe Junk Mat, which is really good for Japanese tiles and Western tiles, sells on Amazon for about $50, and you can get that shipped over to pretty much anywhere. And that's nice and compact. This one's made of wood, but it's good if you don't have the money to spend on a Mahjong table and you don't have the room. So you just pop it onto any table, doesn't even have to be square, put some chairs around and have a great game of Mahjong. Well, thank you very much for listening to Mahjong Crash Course for today, and hope to see you soon.